derby.
Yes, but it's great to be here in Porterville, and if ever you thought you were at a scenic rugby venue, you must do yourself a favour and come to Porterville. We've got the mountains in the background, we've got great local people, a massive cheers going on around the town this weekend, and just fantastic to be here.
Ongelooflik, Andries, vroeër het ek 'n gesprek gehad met die skoolhoof van Porterville, meneer Willem Engelbrecht. Natuurlik die 9de Bulfees hierdie jaar en die 150ste bestaансjaar van Hoërskool Porterville. So 4 jaar gelede ook 'n landbouskool geword en SBS wat dit moontlik maak. Hulle is die hoofborg van Monument Hoërskool in Kreersdorp en ook van Hoër Jongensskool Paarl en wat dit moontlik maak vir hierdie twee spanne om kragte te meet by die 150 jaar vieringe van Hoërskool Porterville.
Yes, but it's two extremely strong rugby schools of Africa taking each other on in Porterville this weekend. Are there only 14 teams that and the 14 teams taking on each other this weekend or tonight only? But these are the days that these boys live for. And if we look at the players on screen, everyone excited to get stuck into the start of the season. Most of them playing their first games for their high schools tonight.
And a big occasion as well, Andres. The recruiters of the two schools obviously did their work over the off season, and with the boys being in grade 7, let's see who's going to get the psychological advantage between these two schools? Like we said, a north-south in the small. Monument from Krugersdorp in Gauteng against Paarl Boys High. And in the Boishaai in Porterville, picturesque setting, night game. Couldn't ask for any more.
And a lot of pressure on these kids tonight, playing their first games for their high schools tonight. A lot is expected of them. A lot of these boys come with a strong pedigree from the primary schools, and this is the start of their high school rugby career, and they want to make a statement here tonight. Both these schools extremely proud, like we mentioned earlier, and this is a start to what they would want to build on for their year group.
Joshua Viljoen, 'n loskakel van Monument wat sake aan die gaan kry hier in Porterville. Lyk tog of dit Antonio Gerber is van die bal in hand. Om my 11 vleuel en eerste afskop goed ingeneem deur die voorspelers van Boishaai. Dadelik Monnas daar met Briete krag. En dan die bal kort aan daar in die hande van een van die groot voorspelers van Boishaai. Vorder moeiteloos oor die voorlyn, dan kry hy sy aangee weg. Vinnig word die bal versprei aan die linkerkant, hier's 'n bietjie spasie. Maar dan ongelukkig die aangee wat verlore gaan. Skeieregter wat sê nee. Ongelukkig die bal vorentoe van 'n Boishaai hand en uit 'n onkant posisie gespeel. Eerste strafskop in die wedstryd behoort aan Monument Hoërskool van Kreersdorp.
That's a good start by the Boishaai side with the willingness to give the ball air and to keep the ball in hand. Unfortunately resulting in a penalty for Monnas and also not finding touch, or fortunately just finding touch from that kick, and ends up being a fantastic kick from the Monnas side. And just keep in mind, these boys were just 13 years old last year. They all just played barefoot rugby. First time they're wearing togs, playing on a rugby field. It's a massive adjustment for these kids, and they surely are excited to be here.
Ja, Viljoen loskakel van Monument, so effens gelukkig om die kantlyn te vind. Maar nou is dit Pretorius jaker van Monument wat die lynstaan kan voer. Hy gaan gooi na Devan Koen en Jeffrey French. Voor die lynstaan is dit die einste French wat die bal inneem. Dan is dit Monument wat lyk of hulle die rolmaal beweging in die gang wil kry. Boishaai wat baie goed doen op verdediging, hande op die bal kry. Bal wat grond gaan, wat sê die skeieregter? Ja, te lang geneem vir Monument om die bal grond te kry. Andries, eerste sielkundige slag in die wedstryd behoort aan Boishaai.
Yes, and it's a great knowledge of the game from these youngsters. Keeping the ball in there, taking it to ground, and also knowing they can go off their feet and keep the ball in the maul, which will result in a turnover in this first scrum of this game. And this is what these kids live for. These prop forwards, all they want to do is scrum, all they want to do is get stuck into it, and this will settle the nerves for both these front rows.
Nizam Kasim, skrimskakel aan die kant van Paarl Boishaai, oftewel Hoër Jongensskool Paarl, soos wat hulle oorspronklik bekend gestaan het. Eerste skram wat hy kan voer, en altyd interessant om die eerste skram in die wedstryd te sien. Kasim wat die skram voer. En dan is so 'n lang aangee met die regtervoet uit sy 22heid is dit Mentor baie goed ingeneem deur die regtervleuel aan Dylan Vorster. En Boishaai se verdedigers wat dadelik by is, maar Monument wat goed doen om die bal te herwin. Skramskakel Ruben Klaasens vir die bal uitkry. En dan aan die middelveld word daar kontak gemaak, so effe aan die regopkant. Goeie verdediging aan die kant van Boishaai, wie is dit Klaasen wat wag? En dan is dit die voet wat ingelê word aan die kant van Viljoen. Boishaai wat so effe in die pad kom en dan goed ingeneem deur die regterveld Keenan Milton aan die kant van Boishaai. En dan vinnig na die regterkant versprei so effe aan die steelkant. Boishaai wat moeiteloos oor die voordele kom in die eerste paar minute van die wedstryd. Weer word die steelkant gebruik. En dan die skare wat juig met groot kontak wat gemaak word. En nou die skeieregter wat sê nee, die manne van tog is 'n strafskop wat ja, 'n skram wat toegeken word. Blyk of al vorentoe aangegee was aan die kant van Boishaai. Andries, an impressive start by both these sides.
Yes, and they're fitting each other out, and you can see that they're all really committed for this game. The collisions in this game is something enormous. We look at the scrum packing down for the second one of the day, and interestingly enough, Nicholas van der Kolf wearing the number 13 jersey, and I'm sure then that Rolfink will be having the number 3 jersey on his sleeve.
Obviously, we're going to try our best without numbers on the back here in the commentary booth. But what a great start. What an atmosphere in the Boland. And Andries, what a privilege for a school like Porterville to be hosting two quality sides like this.
Yes, and it's massive for the town to get these schools here, to get all the influx of the parents coming and spending money in Porterville, and it's just great for the town.
Ruben Klaasens, hy kry hom uit en dan weer die voet wat ingelê word. En dan binne die 22 goed gevat deur een van die Boishaai agterspelers, dan so 'n lang boog aangee. En die vlagman wat sê nee, ongelukkig meneer, jy was reeds buite die veld. En Monument wat boer hier in die helfte van Paarl Boishaai.
They certainly are, but and they've gone to the foot every now and again, keeping Boishaai in his own half. They've seen Boishaai with the ball in hand for the majority of this, the 5 minutes of this game, but all of the rugby has been played in the Boishaai half, and Monument will surely want to capitalise from this.
Look at Kieran Pretorius with a feed for Monnas. Just on the 22 of Boishaai. Well taken in the front of the line out by number 5, Dion Kuhn. And then it's spread down the back line, Viljoen, and then intercepted by Boishaai. They've looked very, very strong with ball in hand, just been in their own half at this stage. Nizam Kasim gets it out, carried up strongly by Boishaai in the midfield. Monnas then over that ball very quickly. Great poach, says the referee. And then poach back on the side of Boishaai. And here's some space to the left, looking for the fancy offload, and well picked up. And then out in the hands of the wing from Boishaai. Great cover defense by Monnas.
It's just great to see the confidence of these kids to keep the ball in hand as we look at the quick throw in from the Monnas side, and unfortunately the kick going out on the full. Tremendous stuff, but it's just amazing to see these kids expressing themselves on the field, having the willingness to keep the ball in hand, to look for space on the edges and to have a crack.
Andries, you mentioned playing with Tox for the first time, especially for the kickers, quite tough. Every time they have to kick the ball, there's a slight and subtle difference between kicking it barefoot and with Tox.
Yeah, there must be, and they'd be happy that it's not early in the morning and extremely cold, because kicking the rugby ball in those conditions is not favourable. But the first time Boishaai have the ball in the Monument half.
Keanu Becker with a feed, taken the front of the line out by Kleinans. Beautifully distributed into the back line. Great running angles here by the forwards from Boishaai. Getting over that advantage line again. And Kasim with a feed. Wasn't meant to it, was one of the forwards taking it up. And once again over the advantage line. Looks like one of the big props on the side of Boishaai. Just carrying that ball up. Kasim, beautiful pass to the right. Boishaai looking really strong with the ball in hand. Kasim searching for that one. Referee says, no, Monnas, you're in there from the side. And Andries, Boishaai looking really strong with ball in hand for the first time in Monnas' territory.
Yeah, and they're making use of the ball that they are having, and they're getting over the advantage line. They're generating quick ball, and they're putting the Monnas defence under a lot of pressure. And as a result of that, they've earned themselves a penalty. As we look at Vian Mentour kicking for touch, and they're going to back themselves. They've got nothing to lose here tonight. It's the first game for their schools out, and hopefully coming away with a win.
Hoor jy ons kon Paarl vir die eerste keer in die kwartgebied van Monument. Becker, Keanu Becker met die ingooi. Weer voor in die lyn staan is dit die nommer 4 slot Christian Kleinhans. En dan weggebaars en oor vir die eerste punte. Skitterende werk gedoen vanaf die lyn staan deur Paarl Boishaai. En die eerste punte in hierdie wedstryd behoort dan aan Boishaai. Eerste keer wat hulle in die kwartgebied kom, Andries, maak hulle seker dat hulle punte aanteken.
And that's very important, when you do get the opportunity to score points, that you take those opportunities. And it looks like the captain, Chris Jordan, has gone over for the first try for his team. And leading by example is the young man, a powerful young individual from Paarl, making sure that they get over for the first 5 points. And well coached and well drilled team as we look at them setting them all, breaking away is Chris Jordan, spotting the space and getting over for the first drive for his school.
Yeah, Andres, what was impressive there was Jordan seeing that all the forwards from Monnas committed to the maul, and nobody was just hanging off for the pulfer, and he just went over. As we see the conversion also good on the side of Boishaai, and after about 8 minutes in the game, Paarl Boys 7, Monnas 0.
And it's been an exciting start, hasn't it, Sput? We've seen Monnas play a lot of rugby, and they're opting for the kicking game, putting the ball in behind the Boishaai team. And the first time Boishaai gets an opportunity, they take it. And this is something that Monnas will have to come back from.
Antonio Gerber kry dinge weer aan die gang. Goeie hoogte op haar afskop gekry. En dan is dit Boishaai wat hom verloor. Monnas wat dadelik kapitaliseer. Vorentoe beer oor die voorlyn. Dan sit Klaasens. Hy trap vir die linkervoet en hy sien 'n bietjie spasie. Goeie stukkie individualisme daar. Die skram sal ongelukkig die bal wat verlore raak. En dan lyk dit na Monument wat probeer om oor haar die bal te dryf. Maar die skeieregter sê nee, geen voordeel aan die kant van Boishaai. Dit was die skrimskakel, Ruben Klaasens wat daar die bal vorentoe verloor het. En is so 'n bietjie asemskep geleentheid, Andries.
It certainly is. And again, Monnas playing with all the territory in this game. They've been up in this half for the majority of this game, and they've not managed to capitalize from that. Again, still early stages for both these sides, and surely they'll find their stride sooner rather than later.
Andre, surely one of the things that changed the most in modern rugby is sometimes it's better to play without that ball and attack from turnovers, and Monnas being guilty that when you get into your opponent's 22 you have to score points. Scrum off, Kasim out to Mentor, running a very straight line and getting over that advantage line easily once again. Something that should be concerning to Monnas at this stage. Lots of pressure on the kicker from Boishaai, but he finds a brilliant touch and just another example of a great exit play, Andres.
Yeah, and it looks like a team that's well coached, a good setup, and they're kicking on their own terms. And I must say, Vian Mentor, a massive boot for a 14-year-old kick, relieving all the pressure and as well putting his team on the front foot. And that's what you want from your flyer for your front row four. You want to keep moving forward, and he's certainly done that.
Tot dusver in die wedstryd Monument al hulle lyns aangooi op hulle nommer 2 springer gefokus. En natuurlik die veilige bal, maar nie altyd die beste aanvallende bal nie. Wie is dit voor in die lyn staan? En Klaasens wat moet teruggaan. Hy gooi so aangee onderdeur sy bene Viljoen. Maar hulle se druk, hulle verplaas in die druk van een speler na die ander. En 'n Boishaai se opskiet verdediging wat Monument onder baie druk plaas. En dan sien ons so effe van 'n spies verdedigingsstelsel daar, maar die skeieregter wat sê speel aan. Goed skoon gemaak deur Monument oor haar die bal. Viljoen, hy kry van Klaasens en op die regtervoet. En baie goed ingeneem, maar die skeieregter vlagman wat sê nee, haar bal is teruggeneem in die 22 en in die linkervleuel van Boishaai Milton se voet was op die kantlyn. So die vlagman wat sê daardie bal is oor die kantlyn direk. And lots of pressure on Monnas now again, Andres.
Yeah, and it's a good example of how the Boishaai team has turned defence into an attack. They've put a lot of pressure on the Monument attack. They force them backwards into their own half, and they find themselves in the 22-metre of the Monnas side for the second time in this match.
Very well contested there by Monnas after the slap down from Paarl Boishaai. Ball comes back to Monnas now, and maybe a chance for Klaasen to relieve some pressure, but unfortunately, for the third time in this match, Monnas kicks it straight out into touch, and the pressure's still on them.
And it's unfortunate, Sput, the Monnas side putting themselves under a tremendous amount of pressure, kicking the ball out on the full for the third time, like you mentioned, and they just have their forwards having to fend for themselves And what you ideally want to see is the forwards going forward. You want those big boys to feel confident walking forward, going into the line-out with a bit of momentum.
Keanu Becker, hy gaan hierdie lyn staan voer. Aan op nommer 4, baie goed ingeneem deur Kleinhans. Nou in die hande van Mentor, groot loskakel hierdie. En die eerste keer wat die bal 'n bietjie wyter gegee word, hier spasie vir Boishaai aan die kant van die veld, maar skitterende verdediging aan die kant van Antoni Gerber vir Monument. En 'n voordeel wat nou gespeel word vir Monument. Effens reg op in die kontak is die voorspelers van Monnas. Klaasens in die hande van Viljoen, is dit die keer is dit Viljoen wat seker maak dat die bal nie direk oor die kantlyn jaag nie. Mohammed Isaacs, hy kry die bal weg. Het lyk so 'n Mentor wat so van die linkervoet trap. Skeieregter wil sê nee, meneer Isaacs, daar die aangewers vorentoe. Scrum vir Monument. Andries chance to get their hands on the ball.
Yeah, and this is unfortunate to see, not something that you'd like to see in schoolboy rugby. Jeffrey French just getting involved in something that he's not concerned with. But I must tell you something, Antonio Gerber, a small boy with a red scrum cap, not the biggest individual on the field, but surely has a big heart.
See the referee calling the players together. Probably going to speak to the two captains here. Some unnecessary off-the-ball stuff from Jamal Feldman, captain of Monnas, and referee just having a chat to both sets of players. Looks like he's searching to the pocket, and the yellow card he's been dished out. And it looks like Frenchman that received that yellow, and this will put some more pressure on the boys from Krugersdorp.
Yeah, and the referee giving a clear intention of how he wants this game to be played. We want to be played in fair and honest way, and that yellow card just stamped that on this game.
Mentor wat die kantlyn opsoek, en hy vind hom ook. Vian Mentor, groot loskakel van Boishaai, ook met 'n groot voet. En 'n ideale aanvalsgeleentheid nou. Keanu Becker wat wil seker maak hy vind sy springers. En 'n goeie kans dat ons 'n rolmaalbeweging van hierdie lyn sal sien. 4 word die bal ingeneem deur Boishaai, en dadelik is die rolmaalbeweging met die skeieregter wat sake dophou. En 'n goeie momentum hier aan die kant van Boishaai. Monnas sal hulle keer moet ken. Weer eens vooraf weggebars. Baie goeie verdediging. So 2 tref van hulle doen hulle af deur die voorspelers van Monnas. Kasim, hy krap na die bal in die hande van Mentor. Lang aangee wat verlore gaan aan die kant van Boishaai. 'n Skeieregter wat die manne terugroep. Voordeel gewees. Lyk na onkantspel aan die kant van Monnas. 'n ideale geleentheid. Kasim wat lyk of hy wil vinnig neem. En dan tog dink hy beter aan. Andries Monnas under severe pressure.
They are in a severe pressure split, and it's because of the way this Boishaai team has played. They've kept the ball in hand, and they forced the Monnas team to make a lot of tackles. And if you tackle so much, you can only do it for that long, and eventually you're going to give away penalties. You've got to be under pressure, and then the opposing team or the team with the ball in hand is going to get the advantage. And this Boishaai scrum and the pack of fours look like they're hungry for this today.
Right throughout the last 20 years in schools rugby, Paarl Boishaai has been known for one of the strongest scrummaging schools, dating back to Richard Versaghi, their coach, their legendary forward coach, as we see. Good hit on the side of Monnas, and they put the Boishaai side under pressure. Was that the big old commentator's curse? Mentor, he steps from the right, still going, is a big fly off, it's a beautiful offload. Great work by Vian Mentor, and over in the right-hand corner goes Boishaai. And another bit of a push and shove going on here. Unfortunate to see both sides all obviously psyched up for this match, Andres.
Yeah, a lot of passion in this match, and they want to impress, and they want to win their first game out for their school. And it's good to see the passion that the boys have for their sides and for their teammates. And a fantastic try scored by Boishaai. Let's not forget about that. Vian Mentor with a good carry up the middle of the field, getting the offload away, and Mohammed Isaacs going over for their second try of this match.
Andres, up to this point, 17 minutes into the match, I've been pretty impressed by fly off Mentor. Big boy, big boot, looks like he's got the soft skills as well.
Yes, he plays quite decent, and he also has the weight advantage, doesn't he, as a 14-year-old boy who is extremely big for his age. He's got a massive boot on him, he's got an offload, he's got the hands, he's got the running ability, he kicks well out of hand and also from the tee. and it's good to see the young talent South Africa coming through. Just interesting again, just to mention in the under 14 age group in schoolboy rugby, if there's a forward sent off the field for a yellow card, you have to take one out of the scrum, and it was 7 against 7.
Just look at that replay. Mentua just carrying the ball so strongly and getting that all float away. Special talent, like we mentioned, Vian Mentua, fly off of Boishaai. Monnas has shown enough to in this match to prove that they can get back into this. En natuurlijk Monument van Kreersdorp trotse rekord en lyk na die nommer 11 vleuel weer eens Antonio Gerber ook opvallend geweest sover in die wedstryd met die rang swart met die rooi skrampet en dan weer eens Boishaai wat nie die afskop kan bemeester nie. Skeieregter wat alhoewel die manne terugroep en sê Monnas het die bal vorentoe verloor. Andries, at this stage, I know it's under lights, but Boishaai, the fielding of their kickoffs is some concern.
Yeah, and it's only the start of the season, isn't it? But so this is something that they'll improve as the season progresses. What is important to them right now is that they get their structures right. The boys are willing to keep the ball in hand and attack the space, and we've seen that from the Boishaai team when they had the ball in hand. We've not seen a lot of the Monnas kids. We can see a lot of talent out there, but we've not seen them with a tremendous amount of ball in hand.
Vorige skram, Monnas, Paarl Boishaai onder druk geset. En dan sê die skeieregter nee. Onwettige skramwerk aan die kant van 'n Monument Hoërskool. En 'n strafskop aan Boishaai. En dit sal Kasim wees wat die bal aan neersit, maar dit is tog Mentor wat vorentoe stap. Die man met die kanon vir 'n regtervoet. En weer eens 'n groot skop aan die kant van Mentor. Wonderlike lynskop. En dadelik weer Monument terug in hulle eie halfgebied.
And we've seen this in the first 20 minutes of this game. Monnas get in the half of Boishaai. They make one or two mistakes, and all of a sudden they find themselves under pressure. And this Boishaai team looks extremely hungry to get stuck in.
Becker in die middel van die lyn staan, die bal wat verlore gaan. Ingeneem deur Kyle Estreys aan die kant van Monnas. En dan so 'n skoppie vorentoe deur die loskop voor man van Monnas. Seker dit sal sy vrugter nagmerries gee. Viljoen, hy versprei die bal en dan weer op die voet gesit. Gaan daar spasie gevind word? Nee, is reguit in die hande van Keelan Milton. Hy trap so van die regtervoet, ontwyk 3 verdedigers. Milton wat uiteindelik grond toe gebring word deur die nommer 14 Dylan Vorster. En dan is dit Mentor. Weer eens Vorster wat die verdediging aanpak daar. Kasim in die hande van Mentor. Hy trap van die regtervoet. En dan gee hy so 'n steekskoppie vorentoe. Hy jaag sy eie skoppie, hoe gaan die bal op? Skitterende werk hier Antonio Gerber, weer eens opvallend in hierdie wedstryd, Gerber vir Monnas. Klaasens wat self besluit om die voet in te lê. En ongelukkig weer eens die bal direk by die kant en uit. Maar die skeieregter sê, genoeg lemoenetyd, Andries. The first half belonged to Boishaai.
Yeah, it certainly did. It was a fantastic start by the Boishaai team. They took their opportunities. They had to. They took them. They look like they are extremely well coached. They've got the soft skills to play with the ball in hand. And they're generating quick ruck ball, which is putting the Monnas team under a lot of pressure.
Today, I considered my future, the welfare of my family, and I realized to make a success of myself in the business world, I need accredited, quality education that is affordable. With my full-time job, distance learning is the answer. I considered Southern Business School, a leading private higher education institution in Southern Africa with more than 12,000 students internationally. Today, my dream became a reality and my future is secured. Southern Business School, creating leaders.
Second half action of the U14A match between Monument Hoër School from Krugersdorp and Hoër Jongen School Paarl from the Paarl. 12-0 to Paarl Boishaai at halftime. Andries pulsating first half and Boishaai just using their chances.
They certainly are, and they've had only 2 opportunities, but they used both those opportunities. In 20 minutes time that you have each half, it is critical that you make use of the opportunities that you do get. Unfortunately for Monnas, they've been in the half of Boishaai for the majority of the first half, but they have not managed to capitalize from that. The man in screen, the fly Vier from Boishaai, he's been instrumental in this first half, keeping his forwards on the front foot with a massive right boot that he has, and also the running ability to dominate the contact and then get the ball away.
Vier fly off Boishaai, looking to get the second half underway. He's been very instrumental in the first half, and his pack of forwards has really backed him up. Not seen too much of the 2 back lines in action as Mentua gets us going. Good high hanging restart into the lights, and referee says, yeah, the bounce and play, and a good kickoff by Vian Mentua. Monnas immediately stuck back in their own half.
Yeah, not the ideal start for Monnas, but keep in mind that they're still playing with a man down against a very strong Boishaai team, and Boishaai would want to capitalize off this. They've scored the 5-pointer from it, and they want to get another point on the board, another try on the board before they are back to a full contingent.
Victorious with the throw, well taken by Kuhn in the front of the line out, and Monnas with some ball in hand. Beautiful work by their forwards, and now finding some rhythm is the Monnas side. Space to the left, but unfortunately a handling error in midfield. But that looked good, Andries. That looked much better. They created the space from the line out, and barring that handling mistake, there was something on for Monnas.
Yeah, and it's encouraging stuff from Monnas. The first time they've really had a go with ball in hand, and unfortunately the pass didn't stick. But yes, you want to see these young kids taking a chance, testing their skills, improving their skills as they go along. Because eventually what we want to see is rugby players that has the ability to move the ball into space and to attack the space that is presented to them.
Skitterende aanvalsgeleentheid nou vir Boishaai. Net buite die kwartgebied van Monument Hoër School. Kasim wat die skram voer. Natuurlik is steeds 7 spelers. En dan is dit die kaptein Chris Jordan wat optel. Baie sterk speler. Word hoog aangeskryf in die Boland, meneer Jordan. En Kasim wat weer krap na die bal. En dan so daar te loop deur Kasim. Hy vind baie spasie. En Kasim is oor die doellyn. Skitterende werk nie saam Kasim. En vroeg in die tweede helfte is dit Paarl Boishaai wat hulle derde 3 in hierdie kragmeting druk. En Andries skitterende individualistiese spel deur Kasim.
Yeah, it's just great to see the youngster breaking through. Under a bit of pressure he was at the breakdown, managing to see some space, found the inside gap, and then a massive handoff here on Estrazen to get over for the first try in the second half. And we speak about this often in rugby terms. It's so important to score just before and after half time. It gives you the momentum, it keeps you the momentum in the second half, and those are often the moments in rugby matches that get you the victory.
Extra punte word ook bygevoeg Het lyk soos Cupido daar aan die kant van Boishaai wat die extra 2 punte byvoeg. En 'n baie styl bult nou vir Monnas om te klim. Agterstand is 19 punte met so wat 17 minute oor in hierdie wedstryd. Andries, ons het dit nou verskeie keer in hierdie wedstryd genoem. Elke keer as Boishaai in die kwartgebied van Monnas kom, word daar punte aangeteken.
Yes, and they are using the opportunities quite nicely, are the Boishaai team. And just interestingly enough, coached by former Western Province and Stormers loose forward Peter Lowe, and that you can see the presence of a rugby brain telling these boys how to play rugby, and quick ball at breakdown as we see once again, and then moving the ball into space.
Monnas forwards immediately in on that breakdown. Referee, yes, he says first in on the ball was the Monnas forwards, and boys are holding on to that one. Andries, just to get back to Peter Lowe, of course, one of the legends of Boishaai, captain of the Paarl Boishaai side of 2003, and also represented the Stormers at flank, and great to seeing him putting back in rugby.
Yeah, he was a tremendous player, and some might say that he ended his career sooner than he had to. Peter Lowe was a strong, honest flank forward for the Western Province, and the Stormers played for the SA Schools team, captain the SA under 19s. Just a tremendous leader, tremendous person, and great to see someone like that just giving back to the school that spent all that time to develop him.
Great attacking opportunity now for Monnas. They can secure their ball. Pretorius, their hooker, wants to find his jumpers. They've been concentrating in the front of the lineup. This time they go to the back. Unfortunately, referee says that was not in straight, and another golden attacking opportunity gone to waste.
One of those frustrating things of rugby is that sometimes when it's not going your way, it just doesn't go your way, and unfortunately a skew line-out takes a bit of the momentum away from Monnas again, and it gives Boishaai a bit of a reprieve. They've been under the cosh at Boishaai, they've managed that well, and when they've turned over ball, they've turned the turnover into attack and then put the Monnas team under a lot of pressure.
Chris Jordan packing down at 8, the captain of Boishaai. Is he going to pick up? Referee says, no, that's good. Mentua plays the 12th on the short run. That was good defense there, but it was also well taken in by Tristan Fresman, and then some space to the left, putting the ball in the boot, but here's an opportunity for Monnas with a turnover from the kick. Claassen digging for it. On the bounce, sometimes dangerous passes though. Long to Anthony Gerber, he steps on the left. He's been very busy, more in a defensive role in this game so far. Good recycling by the Monnas forwards. And then it's Claassen's putting that onto the boot, down the middle of the field. And beautiful work by fullback Cupido, just sending it back with interest. And Monnas immediately covering back. Looks like the captain. He steps on the left. Bit of a lob pass, but beautiful work by Monnas, keeping possession. Good defense also on the side of Mentua, the fly-off of Boishaai. And then unfortunately, another knock-on, just giving possession back to Boishaai. Kasim, he gets it out into the midfield. Great defense on the side of Monnas. Kasim quickly there. Spreads again to the left. Mentua now, this time with a long ball into the hands of left wing Milton. Ball unfortunately being lost forward by Milton. But some enterprising stuff on the side of Boishaai. Monument hoërskool wat nou die kans het om aan te val. Viljoen. Hy jaag die bal veld af. Weer eens Milton wat baie goed die bal in die lug het neem. Nou in die hande van Cupido. Cupido met baie spasie. Hy trap van die regtervoet. Gaan hy spasie vind. Dit is egter Monnas se verdediging wat hou. Kasim versprei na die linkerkant. En dan so effens 'n woer aangee in die hande van Milton. Milton trap van die linkervoet. Hier's baie spasie. En hy spoed onder die palle.
Tremendous stuff by the Boishaai team, finding some space, and you often see those bump passes going into try scoring opportunities, and a fantastic finish by the young man, tall lanky fella with some wheels to burn. And this Boishaai team certainly are looking like they're running away with this match. Again, a good step pass off the left hand, slightly forward there, but a good step off the left foot by the young individual. And here you go, big, long, strong legs, carrying him over for a 5-pointer.
Ja, Andries so opgewonde daar geraak het, was nou nie naby aan onder die paal nie, maar wonderlike aanvalswerke deur Boishaai. Hy vir 5 skop is ook tussen die paal deur. And Andries Monnas now under severe pressure just to save face in this game.
Yeah, another good kick by the Flavia and Mentor. And Boishaai really are dominating the contact, and they're dominating the ball in hand as well. And they're managing to keep the ball in the front foot. The passes keeping them in front, and they manage to run onto the ball, and as a result, getting the gain line and putting the defense under a lot of pressure.
So 12 minute oor in hierdie wedstryd. Monument Hoërskool van Krugersdorp op hierdie stadium kry die wind van voor, agter met 26 punte teenoor 0. Genoeg gewys om te verseker dat hulle punte kan aanteken in hierdie wedstryd. Ongelukkig op kritieke tye foute gemaak. Afskop deur Gerber, weer eens een van daardie foute, ongelukkig. Afskop wat nie 10 meter trek nie en Boishaai wat die skram kan voer op die middellyn. Andries, hierdie is natuurlik 'n briljante aanvallende geleentheid.
Yes, it is, and it does look like the momentum is completely on the side of the Boishaai team, and nothing's going right for the Monnas side at the moment, unfortunately, and they have to dig deep and find something to get on the scoreboard and get themselves on the front foot and get that belief back that they can claw themselves back into this game.
Nizam Kasim wat die skram kan voer op die middelkolletjie. Hoe gaan hulle kaptein Chris Jordan, wat gaan hy besluit? Gaan hy die steelkant gebruik na die regterkant? Vian Mentor, natuurlik die groot loskakel, groot aanvallende angel. Skeieregter wat egter vir Boishaai in die skram straf. En 'n Monnas wat so effe kan asemhaal. Groot oomblik in die laaste 10 minute van hierdie wedstryd. Skeieregter wil daar wys dat Boishaai die skram afgetrek het grond toe. En 'n geleentheid nou vir Monnas om aan te val. Klaasens, hy kry hom in die hande van een van sy groot voorspelers. Ongelukkig is die cricket golfblad wat daar vir Martin van Wijngaard Pootjie. En dan baie goed opgedra die bal deur Monnas se voorspelers. Hulle probeer om so effe momentum in te kry. Klaasens, en baie goed op die bal aangehardloop. En eerste keer in 'n rukkie wat Monnas gemaklik oor die voorlyn kom. Gebruik die steelkant, selfe kant toe wat hulle speel. Hou die bal lewendig. Monnas is 'n 14A span wat probeer terugslaan hier teen Boishaai. En dan via die steelkant baie min spasie. En miskien nie die regte besluit daar gewees aan die kant van Monument nie. Baie min spasie aan die linkerkant en ongelukkig is dit die nommer 12 wat daar oor die kantlyn gaan Von Gous.
Yeah, but it's encouraging signs for Monnas. They're keeping the ball in hand, they're making gain line, they're seeing progress. They just have to stick to their guns and try and keep hold of the ball for longer periods of time to put the defense of Boishaai under pressure.
Mentor, he spreads it out to his backline, wide pass. Here's some space to the left, and then a lot of pace to burn on the side of Boishaai as well. Beautiful work to the left-hand side of the field. Unfortunately, just a slight handling error. But once again, Mentor just spotting that space, Andres. He looks like a special talent.
He does, and just the ability of this Boishaai team to keep ball in hand. They look so comfortable giving the ball there, passing the ball, catching, passing, giving it into space. And it's just great to see these youngsters express themselves once again. And the future of South African rugby surely is very, very optimistic.
Ruben Klaasen, skramskakel van Monnas. Hy was ook besig in hierdie wedstryd. Veg so 'n bietjie van 'n alleenstryd in die agterlyn. Klaasen in die hande van Viljoen. En dan ongelukkig weer eens 'n aangee wat verlore gaan. Hier is baie spasie aan die regterkant. Skitterende aftrap van die regtervoet en ongelukkig die aangee wat vorentoe gaan. Maar Boishaai op die teenaanval vanaand uiters gevaarlik. En ook die teken van 'n baie goeie span. By die foute van die opponente 100% uit.
And it must be extremely frustrating as a Monnas coach and a parent and a player as well. You just can't seem to get things going. Every time they get the ball in hand, they make these little silly errors, and these are things that they'll sort out as the season progresses, and it surely will be a much better team come the end of the year.
Kyle Estreisen met goeie werk af Monnas en hier is baie spasie en hier is spoed. Skitterend aangee aan die binnekant, Monument lyk gevaarlik. Vind ook aansluiting by die voorspelers. Boishaai se verdediging wat egter hou. Skeieregter wat daar die aanslaan sê nee, speel aan. Monument, eerste keer in die wedstryd met momentum wat hulle op die bal hardloop. Goeie verdediging aan die kant van Boishaai. Aan die optellend dryf van die kant van Monnas, die raker Pretorius. Klaasens, hy versprei na die steelkant. Baie goeie verdediging aan die kant van Boishaai. Die opskiet verdediging wat Monnas onder druk plaas. Klaasen wat weer in krap, Viljoen wat wag. Viljoen gee so 2-3 tree. En dan die onderskep aangee. En in die middel van die veld Boishaai. Onder die pale. Viljoen wat ongelukkig so 2-3 tree na sy regterkant gegee het. Voor hy 'n lang aangee probeer gee het. En Andries, that is game, set, match.
Yeah, that's a great read by the captain, Chris Jordan. The ball spending a lot of time in the air. So look again, that long skip pass going on. The ball in the air for a tremendous amount of time. And then Chris Jordan spotting the opportunity. And great to see the young 8th man having the wheels to get himself over the whitewash.
Andries, he's also been very influential in this match as captain Chris Jordan. Between himself and Vian Mentua, probably the highlights in the forward pack and the back line of Boishaai. But that is it. That's all she wrote for Monnas. And hopefully these last 6 minutes they can spend getting back some pride.
Yeah, it's tough to single out individuals because rugby is a team sport, and Chris Jordan certainly was influential. He was led from the front as a captain. He scored the first try. He's been inspirational for his team, but the rest of the side has been great. But the defence has been outstanding. Every time Monnas had the ball, they've made mistakes, but not because they can't play rugby, because they put on a lot of pressure by the Boishaai defence. You have to commend every single player on the field here tonight, and for Monnas at the moment, what they need to do is get the ball into the right space of the field, the right areas of the field, get their hands on the ball, and then try and keep hold of it for as long as they possibly can to put the defence of Boishaai under some pressure, to force them to make mistakes and to get themselves on the scoreboard.
Gerber, left wing of Monnas, looking to get this game going again. He's also tried his heart out tonight. Big hanging restart from Gerber. Beautifully taken in by captain Jamal Veldman. And then using the blind side, great little short offload. Good angular running on the side of Monnas. That was the number 5 lock, Devan Kun, with a great run into the 22 of Boishaai. Then the pick and go just around the fringes, looking to exploit some space in the defense of Boishaai. Once again, the forwards, great angular running. Looks like that same man. No, it's in fact his lock partner, Jeffrey French. And the lock partners, French and Kun, has been working really hard for Monnas. And now an attacking opportunity inside the 22. It'll just be awesome to see Monnas crossing the whitewash, Andries.
Yeah, and there's a spark of injury in this team at the moment. Managed to get the offloads away, keeping the ball in hand, crossing the gain line. Again, it's a lot easier to attack when you're on the front foot, when you're getting over the gain line, the defense is having to retreat. And hopefully for the Monnas team, they can keep hold of this ball split and again keep putting the Boishaai defense under pressure.
Felton with a pass to his left. Referee says no advantage to the side of Monnas and a penalty. And they're camping in the 22 now of Paarl boys. Looking to get some points on the board late in the second half. SBS on the chest. Sponsor of Monument Hoërskool and Paarl Boishaai. Making sure that we see this action in Porterville at the Bulfees. Big run by the loosehead prop of Monnas. That is Martin van Wijngaard. He's about 5 yards short of the try line. Picked up by Captain Veldman. He's working hard in this second half as well. He shrugs off a couple of Boishaai defenders. Doesn't want to be upstaged by Jordan. Here is Veldman. And another penalty to the side of Krugersdorp Monument. En Monnas wat sal wil seker maak dat hulle punte aanteken. Laat hier in die tweede helfte. Klaasens wat nader staan. Lyk of hy hom vinnig gaan neem. Weer in die hande van Wijngaard. Met so 'n lang aangee en dan wat sê die assistent skeieregter? 3 wat gegee word aan die kant van Monnas. Lyk dit nee. Tog is dit die manne wat nog steeds mekaar gesels. En dan sê die skeieregter nee, 22 inskop aan die kant van Boishaai. Andries, maar dis baie beter, baie meer direk gespeel deur die manne van Monument.
Yeah, the more they keep the ball in hand, the more they put the defense under pressure. Look at this highlight. from Wijngaard getting the pass out to the edge, and unfortunately for the big man, Kasim with a great tackle just over the touchline and a 22-meter dropout for Boishaai.
Diep ingeskop, die bal wat nie in die lug het bemeester word deur Monnas nie. Voordeel egter die manne van Creersdorp en 'n goeie aanvalsgeleentheid weer eens. Monnas wat laat wakker skrik hier in die wedstryd. Baie meer direk speel. En weer net hier om die rande van die losgemaal word daar vorentoe gebeur. Boishaai se verdediging wat hou en dra Monnas terug. Spasie nou na die linkerkant weer van Wijngaard. Al hoe meer en meer in die wedstryd ingekom in die laaste 10-15 minute. Die loskop voorryman Martin van Wijngaard. Skeieregter wat sê geen voordeel aan die kant van Monnas. Vaste skram so 'n minuut en 'n half oor. En dan Monnas wat verbeter veg om op die tellbord te kom.
As you look at Kian Pretoria is getting some attention from the doctors and the fans here in droves watching rugby here in Porterville, and again one of the most scenic rugby fields I've been to Sput. It really is a great little town in the Boishaai and a place that I'll surely come visit once again.
Andries, what an occasion, the Bulfees, the 9th annual Bulfees, the 150th year of this illustrious school. Grade 1 to 10, grade 1 to 12, 510 learners, and this is what they're putting on for us. Amazing by Mr. Engelbrecht, and then also their sports organizer, Heini Riedlinger. It's an amazing show they're putting on here in the Boishaai. Under the lights, schoolboy rugby at its best. Klaasens wat die skram voer, skeieregter sê nee, Boishaai wat 'n vaskop haak. Kasim in die hande van Mentor. Mentor vat die bal tot die lyn, skitterend aangee en baie spasie. Wonderlike aftrap van die linkervoet, 'n binnebuite. En wat sê die skeieregter? Ongelukkig. Sê hy daar die bal is sprus afgeklap deur een van die Monnas verdedigers. En weer eens so 'n paar woorde wat vir mekaar gesê word. Skeieregter wat 'n krap in sy sak en 'n geel kaart as jy kyk. Mentor Andries taking the ball to the line, long ball, and then this beautiful little inside-out shimmy, and unfortunately just that little knockdown on the side of Monnas.
Yeah, we've seen that all night. The Boishaai team with their ability to keep the ball in front of their players, allowing them opportunity to run onto the ball, putting the defence under pressure, the resulting penalty, a kick into the corner, and a chance for the Paarl Boishaai side to finish this game on a high note.
Keanu Becker, sy lyn staan gooi was seker so ver vanaand. Voor in die lyn staan ingeneem deur Kleinhans. En dan die rolmaal beweging wat aan die gang geset word en weer eens Jordan wat wegmaak. Chris Jordan oor vir sy derde 3 in hierdie wedstryd. Kaptein fantasties. En Paarl Boishaai wat net die seël van oorwinning plaas in die laaste sekondes van die wedstryd. Andries, what a performance by Peter Louw's side.
It has been a dominant performance by this young Paarl Boishaai side. They've exhibited a lot of skill here. They've shown the ability to keep the ball in hand, like we've mentioned. Spotting space is the young captain Chris Jordan with a massive handoff to get over for his third try. He's been inspirational. The way in which this Boishaai team has played has been inspirational, and they can only get better as the season progresses. On the side of Monument, they've got a lot to work on. A team that has been tested out here tonight surely know what they have to go out and work on, and they'll come back stronger for the next game as we see the final whistle being blown here on Porterville's main field.
Yeah, Andries, just on the side of Monnas, maybe this last 10 minutes when they started playing more directly, they looked a lot stronger, and maybe something to work on for the coaches. But the first game of School Sports Live's Bulfees Festival in Porterville ends. Paarl Boishaai under 14A 38, Monument from Krugersdorp 0.